Your 10-speed transmission is running on settings right now that Ford calibrated for a truck that does not exist. Not your truck, not the miles already on your fluid, not the towing you have put it through. And does that bother you? It should, because I went through the service documentation and the actual TCM module architecture on the 10R80, and what I found sitting inside your truck's own computer is something most F150 owners will never touch in the entire time they own the vehicle. 3 settings, all of them accessible. One of them I have to start with because of what I learned about how it actually works, which is completely different from what the forums have been saying for years. The explanation you have heard is wrong. The real explanation is more useful, and it changes what you do with your truck tonight. Before we get into it, drop your year, your mileage, and whether your truck has ever had any transmission work done. Not later. Right now, before we start, I want to see the data from this audience, and it will matter for the follow-up video. Setting 1. Your adaptive learning table, and the truth about what it actually does. Everyone in the Ford community has told you the same thing about your 10R80's adaptive learning. It learns your driving style. You drive hard, it shifts harder. That is the explanation that has been copied from forum to forum for years. And it is wrong. I went into the actual Ford service documentation on how the 10R80's TCM operates. What the adaptive learning tables actually do is compensate for manufacturing tolerances inside your clutch packs. Your clutch packs were not built to exact spec. Nothing is. The adaptive system runs your transmission through shifts, measures results against target performance parameters, and adjusts how aggressively it applies each clutch to hit those targets given the specific hardware inside your actual transmission. Here is where it gets interesting. When you reset those adaptive tables, which most people have never done, and which cannot be done with a battery disconnect because your truck runs non-volatile memory modules that hold their data regardless of power, your transmission reverts to its factory-based program, and that base program applies your clutch packs more aggressively than a drifted adaptive table does. Owners who reset and then drive report noticeably firmer, more precise shift engagement in the first few hundred miles before the tables start building again. This is why it works. Not because the truck forgot how you drive, because it forgot how to compensate for clutch wear and friction tolerance drift, and it goes back to hitting the clutch harder by default. But here's the twist. Your adaptive tables do not just learn positively. If your truck was driven in ways that pushed the system to compensate in the wrong direction, and a previous owner who never used tow/haul, adaptive drift built up in sport mode, a TCM history that has nothing to do with how your truck is used today, your transmission is making shift decisions based on a profile that belongs to someone else. The reset clears all of it. Your transmission rebuilds its calibration around your truck, your habits, your loads. The procedure. Forscan. Under service procedures, select clear adaptive transmission tables, 30 seconds, on models that support it, which includes many F150 configurations. You can also halt transmission adaptive learning and lock the tables after a reset, preventing future drift. Forscan is free. A compatible OBD2 adapter runs $25 to $60. The difference between a drifted table and a clean calibration built around your actual use is something you feel in the first drive. Setting 2. Your transmission temperature gauge. It is in your truck right now and you are not looking at it. Do something after this video ends. Open your instrument cluster configuration menu by holding the OK button on your left steering wheel controls. On most F-150s with the digital cluster, there is a transmission temperature gauge in the IPC module settings. In Forscan, setting the IPC module value to 5 enables both engine coolant and transmission temp simultaneously, always on. On simpler clusters, it is often accessible through the steering wheel menu without Forscan at all. Here is why this matters enough to be setting number 2. And here is the number that should make you look. Your 10R80 runs 200 to 215 degrees Fahrenheit during normal unloaded operation. That is not alarming. Ford runs these transmissions warm intentionally through a thermal bypass valve that holds fluid in the internal loop until it reaches 190 degrees before opening to the external cooler. Efficiency design. What matters is above that range. Yellow zone, 220 to 230 degrees. Above 245 degrees, your clutch pack friction material accumulates accelerated wear with every shift. Above 275 degrees, the Ford service documentation is explicit, guaranteed destruction of your fluid's additive package and irreversible internal damage. That is not my language. That is what Ford's own documentation says about your transmission's fluid at that temperature. And it gets worse. The conditions that push your 10-speed past 230 degrees are not exotic. A moderately loaded tow on a grade in summer heat without tow/haul mode engaged will do it. Stop-and-go traffic with a loaded bed on a hot afternoon can push your transmission into the yellow zone without you ever feeling anything change from the driver's seat. Your truck does not warn you until it is already well above normal operating temperature and the factory warning threshold is set higher than most owners realize. By the time your dash lights up, your transmission has already been running hot for a while. The owners who monitor their transmission temperature in real time use tow/haul mode significantly more than the ones who do not because they read a manual, because they watch their temperature climb when they forget to engage it and they do not forget again. Your transmission temperature gauge is in your truck already. Turn it on. Setting 3, tow/haul mode. You are almost certainly using it wrong. I know what you are thinking. Tow/haul is not a hidden setting. You know it is there. Here is the question I want you to answer honestly. Do you use it with weight in your bed? On grades when you are not towing? In stop-and-go traffic with passengers in gear? Most owners use tow/haul only when actively pulling a trailer. I went through Ford's service engineering documentation on what tow/haul actually does to your transmission's operating parameters. Not the summary, the actual changes. Here's what your 10-speed does differently the moment you press that button. Stay with me, because this is where the real number shows up. Tow/haul raises your shift points and increases line pressure to your clutch packs. Firmer, more complete engagement on every shift, less slippage, less heat per shift event. But the biggest thing it does is stop gear hunting. Your primary source of thermal load in your 10R80 is not sustained load. It is your transmission cycling between 8th, 9th, and 10th gear trying to find the optimal ratio. Every incomplete shift cycle generates friction heat. Owners who manually lock out 9th and 10th gear on sustained grades report transmission temperature drops of 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Tow/haul does this automatically, at no cost to you, for every drive it is engaged. This is where most people get it completely wrong. They treat tow/haul as a trailer-only setting. It is a load management setting. Anytime your truck is being asked to work, loaded bed, sustained grade, stop and go in heat, your transmission is generating more heat than tow/haul mode would allow. Every mile you run under real load without it active, your transmission is shifting more than it needs to, engaging at lower line pressure than the load demands, and running warmer than Ford's own calibration intended for those conditions. The owners who run their transmissions the longest treat tow/haul as a default under any real load, not a special occasion setting. They also tend to be the ones with their trans temperature gauge running. The two settings work together, both are free. The full picture. Your truck, your 3 settings, your call. Here is what I want you to do with everything in this video, applied directly to your truck. Tonight, open your gauge cluster menu and find the transmission temperature display. Enable it. Go for a drive and watch what your transmission is actually running. You will know within one tow whether this matters to your specific situation. That single number is worth more than any repair quote you could get for a transmission that has been running hot without your knowledge. This week, if you have Forscan or if you are willing to spend $35 on an OBD link adapter, run the Adaptive Transmission Table Reset under Service Procedures. 30 seconds. Drive 50 to 100 miles of your normal cycle before you assess shift quality. The base calibration is firmer than a drifted table. You will know immediately whether yours had accumulated enough drift to matter. And if it had been running someone else's profile, the difference is something you feel in the first block. Going forward, anytime your truck is carrying weight, running a grade, or working above light throttle cruise, tow/haul on. This is not babying your transmission. It is running it the way the engineers who built the 10R80 intended it to be operated under load. Ford wrote tow/haul into the system because the transmission needs it. Most owners leave $5,500 worth of protection sitting unused on the console next to them every time they put their truck to work. 3 settings. Your transmission cannot tell you it is overheating before the damage has already started. It cannot tell you its calibration has drifted. It just absorbs whatever it gets. All three of these settings are sitting in your truck right now. None of them cost you anything to use. Tell me in the comments, which of these three did you already have covered and which one is new to you? And if you enabled your trans temp gauge after watching this and caught something that surprised you, I want to see those numbers. Drop them below. Hit subscribe for more of this kind of inside breakdown. And if you think settings are the biggest thing protecting your 10-speed right now, wait until you see what I found inside the actual fluid analysis data on 10R80 transmissions that failed before 100,000 miles versus the ones that didn't. There is one specific data point that separates those two groups, and it has nothing to do with how hard the truck was driven. That video is next week. You need to know that number before your next scheduled service.